Hey, hi all. Again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, as I announced that we are going to start a sequel playlist. So, this will be the first video of a sequel. So, in this video, we will cover the basic things regarding the sequel, what exactly sequel is, where it is used. So, before covering that, we need to understand one thing. We need to understand a database, right? What is a database, what are the types of the database, and where we use SQL in that. So there are, the first thing is, what is a database, right? So database is a structured, right? It is a structured collection of the information or the data. Okay, so that is stored in any electronic device. That is basically a database. And this database is mainly be divided into two parts: relational database and non-relational database. Now when we talk about the relational database is a data which we basically store in a tabular format. And when we talk about the non-relational database, so it's any data which is not in the tabular format. It's a non-relational database. We can talk about any documents, right? Any files, PDF files, graphs, or any key value data. So that all thing is come in the non relational. This is also called as a non-SQL, no SQL data. Okay, so the example of NoSQL is MongoDB. Okay, it's a no SQL database. Okay, now talking about the relational database. So the thought that SQL, structured query language. So the this thing which we basically we are using for the relational database. Okay, so when we have to query the relational on a relational database, then we use SQL, structured query language. Okay, so as you know, there is MongoDB for NoSQL. So there are also some relational databases, that is MS SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and many more, right? So this is something, these are databases which we are using in our system. But also there are some systems which has the cloud servers there, which are ClickHouse, Redash, Snowflake, right? And Athena of AWS, where where also we can query the data. So in this very first video, we will start with the creating database, how to create table in the database, then how to drop that, and how to insert values in table, and how to see, right, how to saw all the records in the tables, that we will see in this video.
Hi guys, so let's start. Uh, so first we will see how to create the database. So we are using MS SQL Server, right? The query is almost same for any like any databases, right? We are using MySQL Server. The little changes is there. Okay. So first we'll see how to create the database, then how we will drop the database. Okay, how to drop the database, how to create the table in the database. Then we'll see how to insert values in the table. Okay, and how to drop the and how to drop the table. Okay, it is almost same as uh, we are doing in a databases. Okay, so let's create database. It's a very very basic thing of SQL. Okay, so to create, we have simple create statement in SQL. Create database. Okay, create database. Let's suppose I'm giving the name as let's suppose this is a we'll say SQL. Okay, SQL course. Okay, so this is how database is created. Right here we can see commands completed successfully. So we have created the database. Okay. Now suppose I have to drop this database. Okay. So I will simply say drop SQL course. Yeah, I need to mention this is a database. So drop database SQL course. Okay. And now this database is successfully dropped. Okay. So this is just about creating and dropping the database. How to use the database, right? How to use the database. So for that, we will again create this SQL server. Okay. Now if you try to create the table in this database, this table will not get created in this database. Why? Because we are using master database here, right? Here are all the database which are there in my database, my SQL server. Okay. Now we should have to use first this particular database, then we will create the table in that. So hence what I am doing, I will say, if I have created the SQL, yeah, I have created the this particular database. So I am just using that database, use SQL course. Okay. Now here you can see that I am using SQL course database now. Okay. So let's create table. How you can create the table. For that, simply say create table. Okay. And now in Excel, let's suppose you are creating the table in Excel. What are the first thing you do? You will mention the table's name, right? So we will mention the table name, whatever it will be. Let's create the users table. Okay, let's suppose there are some students, right, in this SQL course. So they are users. Okay, so they have their ID, right? Their name, their let's suppose there are date of joining. Okay. Apart from that, what we can say, their contact number is also given. So phone number. Okay. So yeah, this is all the information we have of a user. Okay. So these are the columns in my table. So in this column, I also need to mention their data type. Okay. So ID, I will say it's the integer, right? Integer. Name will be varchar because it's a string, right? The string characters we are showing in MySQL or any SQL database with the varchar. And uh, we can mention how much letters we can take in that, how much character should be there. So I am mentioning here 20. Okay, that means what? After 20, it will not accept. Okay, it will accept only 20 characters in my name column. Phone number, so for it I will say a big int. Why? Because I shouldn't accept the phone number which is less than 10 digit, right? Hence, I am taking here big int. And for date column, same it means it is a like the data type should be date. So this is my table users. So I just run this query And yes, my users table has been created. Okay, I will just check whether create table is created or not. So yeah, here you can see the table is created, but the table has no any records. The table is empty. Okay, now we will see how to insert the records in my table. Okay, so this is the statement. This is the statement where you can see how, if you want to uh, you want to see how much records are there, like how table looks. So this is the statement for that. Select star from users. Select star from any table, right? How to insert the values now in the table. Okay, so for that, insert. So let's insert the values. Like there are user with ID one, whose name is, let's suppose, Mahesh. Okay, it is a string, so it shall be in a inverted form. Phone number, its phone number is, it's a big int, right? So it should be, we will use some random phone number there. Okay, okay. And date. So say, okay, so this will be my first record. Okay, we will give four records in our table. Okay. And let's suppose there is one more guy, Lakshman, and he's doing something this. Okay. Yeah, so we inserted three records in our table. Okay. Let's see whether we properly inserted records or not. And here you can see our table is modified. We have added three records in our table. Mahesh, Ramesh, Lakshman. Okay. So these are the users. Now how to drop table from the database. Now, table drop means what? The entire table will get vanished from the database. Okay. Now if I use drop, okay, drop table users. The table is successfully dropped. If you again then run this query, then you will get error because there is no any table called users because we already dropped that. Okay, and if you want to again create that, then again run this query, right? This table will again get created, and again insert these values in that table. Then again you will get your previous table as it is. Okay, yes, you got your table. Okay, so that's it for now. In next video we will see how to, like, what are the different statements in a query, in a like how to do some analytical things in the data. That we will see in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah, thank you.